If you ever find yourself talking to someone and suddenly you stop, like all your words have disappeared, like you've hit a wall and have nothing left to say, then you know that awkward silence I am talking about. Friends, the art of conversation is one of the most powerful skills you can ever learn. It works in every stage of life. It's the kind of art that can help you impress anyone, persuade anyone, and even touch someone's emotions. In today's video, I'll share 3 techniques that will completely change the way you talk to people, especially when you meet someone new, when you want to make a strong impression, or when you suddenly run out of words. Imagine this. You're in a new office, a new class, or some unfamiliar environment. You find yourself alone with someone you barely know. You both exchange introductions. And then, silence. That uncomfortable silence everyone dreads. So the first rule is, be comfortable in silence. Learn to relax. Don't panic. Silence won't hurt you. Most people get anxious in those quiet moments and start saying random, awkward things just to fill the gap. And that only makes it worse. So don't fear silence. Be calm in it. Remember, if you're quiet, the other person is quiet too. It's not a big deal. That's lesson number 1. Stay relaxed during silence. Now, let's talk about the 3 secrets that will completely change your conversations. Secret number 1, real conversations hide between the lines. Learn to see them. Even when you feel like there's nothing to say, there's always something there. You might ask, how is that possible? Because people rarely tell their full story. Sometimes they'll say a single sentence, but behind that sentence is an entire world, a hidden door that only opens if you want to open it. Most people only hear words, but few people listen to meaning, emotion, and story. Believe it or not, sometimes even the speaker doesn't know what they're truly trying to say. So how do we really listen? That's where active listening comes in. And that's where everything changes. When someone says, "I'm not feeling well," or "I was really busy," or "My car broke down," 99% of people just nod and move on. But the 1%, they hear the silence behind the words. They hear the exhaustion, the story, the truth hiding underneath. And those people are the ones who become great communicators. The easiest way to keep a conversation from dying is to ask questions. When you listen attentively, your brain automatically starts creating questions. For example, if your friend says, "Yesterday I cut my hand while fixing the car," most people will just say, "Oh, that's too bad." But if you're truly listening, your mind will ask, "Which car?" "Your own." "How did it happen?" "Did it hurt a lot?" "Since when do you fix cars yourself?" Each of these is a door to a new story. A simple "oh" kills a conversation, but a single curious question gives it new life. And that's the moment when the other person starts thinking, "Wow, he's actually listening to me. He's interested." And they open up. They start to talk more. That's how trust builds. That's how conversations grow. Remember this. A conversation isn't what you hear. It's what you understand. Every sentence hides a secret. You just have to learn how to see it. Secret number 2. No question is stupid if it comes from honesty. Have you ever wanted to ask something but stopped yourself because a voice inside said, "Don't ask that. People will laugh. You'll sound weird." What if it's a stupid question? That fear, that's what stops thousands of people from ever connecting. Their words die inside their mouths. But the truth is, that fear is a lie. If your question comes from a sincere heart, it's never stupid. Asking questions isn't foolish. It's courageous. People who ask questions never lose. It's the silent ones who always lose. Try this experiment in your life. Whenever a conversation starts getting boring or the flow breaks, ask a weird question. Something people don't usually ask. Just make sure it's real, that you genuinely want to know. Something like, how tall are you? Do you mow your own lawn? How do you start your mornings? Do you like washing clothes? They sound strange, right? But they work like magic. And believe it or not, 9 out of 10 people happily answer such questions. There's a scientific reason. People love talking about themselves. Every human being has a small child inside them who just wants to be seen, heard, and understood. When you ask honest questions, that child wakes up, and they open up to you. Sometimes a simple question like, "Do you play basketball?" can lead to, "I used to, but then I had an accident." And just like that, a tiny question unfolds an entire story. That's the moment connection happens. That's the moment two people truly talk. So remember, you don't need perfect questions to make someone talk. You just need genuine curiosity. If your intention is pure, every question sounds beautiful. Secret number 3. Not every conversation is meant to be saved. Sometimes, no matter what you do, how well you speak, how interesting your questions are, how attentively you listen, it just doesn't work. The other person doesn't open up. The conversation doesn't flow. And then you start thinking, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm boring. Maybe I don't know how to talk. But friends, that's not true. The truth is, not every plant deserves your water. You're giving water to a plastic flower. It will never grow. Once you understand this, half your social anxiety disappears. You become free from guilt, from self-doubt, from overthinking. Because the reality is, not every person is worth your energy. Not every conversation can be saved. Not every place is meant for you. The moment you accept this truth, you find peace. So, my friends, stop watering plastic plants. If someone doesn't want to talk to you, it's okay. It doesn't mean you're boring or wrong. It simply means it's not your person, not your moment. And once you understand that, you become free. And remember, in life, keep learning something new every day. Think new, do new, grow new, learn, evolve, live.